In movies, voodoo is spooky, right?
When I heard we were doing this, I got kind of scared and asked, do I have to do it?
Exotic, barbaric, the cult of voodoo.
Today we're here to see what voodoo really means from a voodoo priest.
I'm gonna start making a doll that looks exactly like you.
Dark and mystical.
We out here killing babies, drinking blood, worshiping the devil.
I'm very proud of how he did it, but I didn't like doing that.
In the end, we all gonna die.
Yo, the Try guys be doing a lot of black stuff this season, man. You know? This ain't no Chaparro shit.
I'm High Priest Robi. Nice to meet you, boys. I am from St. Francisville, Louisiana, where I grew up, also from New Orleans. We are here on my family's land. This is Congo Square. This is where voodoo was born, Louisiana voodoo.
Today we're gonna learn about voodoo.
And also where African voodoo took root during slavery. So you're on one of the most precious, most important, and most sacred pieces of land that we have.
You know, you've heard of a voodoo doll, right? I think we've all seen pop culture representations of that.
Most importantly, before the French were here, the Homo Native Americans used this area as well as a sacred spot to worship their gods and goddesses.
I don't really know what it is or what it means, except for the negative connotations of it that have been in the media.
I always assumed it to be pretty negative.
Every Sunday, my family is out here still doing ritual. It's been going on every Sunday since slavery. So, bienvenue in New Orleans. Welcome to New Orleans.
Wow.
Feel welcome.
Jared
said he felt this spot. You like this part?
We walked over and I was like, this has a great energy. I love this part.
Voodoo is a part of black culture, part of African culture, part of Haitian culture. I think voodoo has a horrible reputation. Like it needs just like a rebranding Jet 2 trip vacation.
And just to show everyone, we don't kill babies, we don't drink blood, we don't worship the devil, we don't summon demons out the ground. Every Sunday, my family is out here
Going.
just, oh my God. We're getting it every Sunday at around 3 p.m. Voodoo is an old religion originating in West Africa. And during the West African slave trade, that religion was brung here from West Africa all the way to the United States. First, it landed in the Caribbean. And then, of course, my Haitian side of the family. What up over there, cousin? What up? Now, from there, you had the slaves being sold from the Caribbean to the mainland. So when they were sold to Mexico, they integrated with the natives in Mexico. Then Santeria was born. Then they were sold to Brazil. They integrated with the natives there. That's how you got Candomblé, Ubanda, and Kibanda. Cuba had slaves. That's how we got Palo. Haiti, where my mama come from, that's how we got the Haitian voodoo. So people believe that if it's not Catholic, it's devil worshiping, not in the Bible, it's black magic. Now, this is the belief that they held in the 1800s when they enslaved my ancestors, right? A lot of black people converted to Christianity out of fear, but a lot of my ancestors was like, nah, that bullshit. We're gonna keep this going here in the city of New Orleans. So voodoo is basically a way of life. People like to call us a spirituality, and I hate to disappoint some of y'all. There's no such thing as hexes and curses and black magic and voodoo. That's a common stereotype started by racism during slavery.
Wow.
It's a way of life, a way of survival. I'm gonna be showing you guys a lot. We're gonna be doing a little bit of foraging today. I'm gonna teach y'all how to make our talismans for protection. And all four of you need a bath. Because some of y'all look like y'all been guilty since y'all were 8, 9 years old, carrying unrealistic expectations from mommy and daddy and that side of the family. So I'm knocking all that out of y'all today.
Wow.
We're getting rid of that.
Oh my gosh, I need a bath.
We're getting rid of all of that today. So we're at my house for one main reason. The things that we need to make your talismans for prosperity, for protection, it's all here. And all of that knowledge was passed down from parent to child, all the way up to me. So this is ceremonial. This is the ancient voodoo for you to go home with, not because it works, but because it reminds you of where we come from. There is part of the religion to know herbology. It is called hoodoo. Hoodoo. That's what we practice. So you practice herbology, hoodoo, while being in the religion of voodoo. So here, the peppermint. Believe it or not, this is used to cure your stomach aches. This can also be used to rub on your skin to keep the mosquitoes off you as well.
Oh, it smells so good.
Yes, so what I'm gonna do is grab the root. The reason why I'm grabbing the root is because what I'm gonna do, we're gonna use this. This will be planted. I'm gonna plant this in the backyard so it can make more herbs for the family. So nothing goes to waste. And behind you, you have oregano, a representation of money. This is spearmint.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I really like spearmint.
This is good.
Let me keep that with you.
Sorry. Leave them cactus alone. Get from up there, Chi-Chi.
Chi-Chi!
Hey,
Come on, Chi-Chi.
Come down from there, Vini Balo. Come from up
you
there.
know what you're doing.
I love
Chi-Chi.
Chi-Chi, please. Yeah, we love Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi's our neighborhood cat. That's our neighborhood protector right there. Now, speaking of, rosemary is used for protection and also money. We love protection and we love money and we love prosperity. Before y'all ask us, whoa, this is lemon basil.
Delicious.
Whoa.
Yes, so here you go. These are called muscadine grapes. These are the grapes that are native to this area that the Native Americans on my side of the family would use to harvest, and they would make medicine out of the leaves. Now we're gonna take 3 of the blackberry, which has spikes on it. These are peanuts. I don't know if you ever seen what peanuts look like whenever they,
I don't think I have.
and I don't know if the animals ate, there was a shell left over from one of them sprouts. There it is, look at the shells.
Whoa.
These are the shells, and the shells are good nitrogen fixers. That one that you see right there in that pot is because the squirrel decided to eat the nuts and then bury what was left over because it had too many nuts. All right, we have gathered all of our ingredients, and all you need is your herbs, your twine, and some sachet, some fabric.
Sachet.
Away.
Sachet.
I didn't want to do it first. That was the first thing I wanted to do. It was
Sachet.
the first thing I
Away.
wanted. What exactly would you consider a talisman?
Anything can be a talisman, baby. Anything, you can go out here behind me right now and pick up a rock. And then you can take that thing and throw some holy water on it and say, from here on, this is gonna protect me. You got a talisman.
When you're making one of these talismans, are you putting a specific intention into the talisman as you're making it?
Very similar to witchcraft, where you put the intent inside of the item itself, and the intent has the power, not the actual objects you're using. Talismans are a representation of all the happiness and pureness. We don't know why these talismans work. I do know because people believe in them, they work, but I can't prove that scientifically. So we call it a magical talisman. Now add your protection flower, and it's not just for you, it's also for your family, and I want y'all to sprinkle those into your bags.
Okay.
What you're gonna do is take this and do like that.
They have triangle, and then bring it down to the triangle. Yep, and then bring it together.
Bring it together. I'm gonna take the bag and put it in my hand like this. I'm gonna take the herbs and I'm gonna force them towards the center of the bag, and it's okay if some of them fall out.
Give it a nice little crumple up. I know you said it's okay to let things drop, but that's not okay with me, so I'm gonna keep them all in there.
Yes, sir, Mr. Perfectionist.
That's right. That's right, nothing can go.
But he's actually good at it.
So let's talk about the voodoo doll.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen those things in the first quarter, Sona?
Sure have.
What is up with that?
Hollywood, as all 5 of us know, is the reason why people think that we out here killing babies, drinking blood, worshiping the devil. One of my favorite TV shows. I love it. Don't get it twisted. It's a good ass show, you know what I'm saying? So in this TV show, American Horror Story Coven, there's a spirit in there by the name of Papa Legba. And if you watch that show, you'll notice they turn him into a baby-eating, cocaine-snorting Jamaican with a white face, glowing red eyes, and dreadlocks. But in real life, he's a very kind-hearted, warm-hearted African man who protects all the children on the planet. So how did he end up being a devil-eating, cocaine-snorting Jamaican with a white face, glowing red eyes, and dreadlocks? Racism.
Ryan Murphy.
Creator of the show.
We see you, Ryan.
The idea of stabbing needles and dolls to hurt people doesn't come from Africa, Haiti, or New Orleans. Comes from England. Witches in England use a small doll about the size of this cucumber known as a puppet. And they would take these wax dolls and take the hair of the people that hurt them, put them in these wax dolls and take these long ass needles and start stabbing these dolls with these needles, but not to hurt that person. Let me defend my pagan witches, because even they are getting a bad name right now. They're not evil. The only reason we believe that witchcraft is evil is because of Christian colonization. They did it to relieve their anger. How did it end up being a voodoo doll? So as people of color, back then it's illegal for us to go to the hospitals, to marketplaces, but the most important thing, it's illegal for us to read or write. But I'm the voodoo priest. You come over to me, little cousin, you say, Robi, I got a headache and this headache will not go away. Okay, I'ma dab a little lavender oil right there under your nose. I'ma start making a doll that looks I'll do it. I'll make a doll that looks exactly like you to the best of my ability. Once we're done, I take a needle and put it in the head of the doll, and I'm gonna take that doll and put it up there on the shelf. Then you can go on home. So the next week when you come back to see me, you can be like, Robi, that's my doll up there. That's the doll we made together last week. And I take that doll off the shelf and I see there's a needle that I placed in there in the head of the doll. So I'm gonna ask you, the last time you came to see me, I see I worked on your head. Is your head feeling better? If you say your headaches are gone, I'm gonna remove that needle out the head of that doll because the chamomile stuff worked. But if you say no, I'm gonna leave the needle in the head of the doll because what I did didn't work. The voodoo doll is a record-keeping device. It's a medical chart. It's illegal for black people to read or write.
Whoa.
That's it.
That blows my
That blew
mind.
my mind.
I look up and I think the ancestors that I came from, all my grandparents, my great-grandparents, my great-great-great-grandparents, then I look towards my future, right there on my right. That's where I'm going always. And my future is what I have to build for myself while living in my present. And my present is the most important form that I have because I am able to look forward to a good future to transform into someone I look forward to meeting and not becoming the person from back there who had to learn all this. Then you go ahead, close your bag up. That's why you mushed everything to the side. Some stuff sticking up, go ahead and just push it on back down. And now that it's shut, you can just take these two, clamp it even more, tie it up whatever way you want.
There's the past. I thank my ancestors for all that they've done to bring me to where I am and all the sacrifices they've made so I can be who I am today. I look at my future self and all that I'm looking forward to becoming and all that I can be and all the past has brought me towards so I can achieve and learn. And then I come to my present self. That helped me learn how to be who I am today, and I'm grateful for both my past and my future and my present coming together to make the one.
And we say ashe.
Ashe.
It's like saying amen except our way. Ashe.
Ashe. Before I tie it too much. Okay.
Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe. Is it gonna be insane? Is it the craziest talisman you've ever seen?
Let me see.
My last name's Popkin. It's kind of a
Wait,
pumpkin.
how yours and ours is circular shape, yours is rectangle shape.
Everything's.
How'd that happen?
Because I'm living in the present.
So this is what we call voodoo talismans. This is how you make gris-gris, which means gray. Our ancestors, when they would come over here, they had these bags of herbs around their necks, just like this. And when the slave owners saw these bags of herbs around their neck, remember the Catholics back then believed that if it's not Christian, it's devil worship, not in the Bible, it's black magic. So they're asking the slaves, hey, around that neck of yours, is that white magic or black magic? They didn't know what it was, and the slaves didn't speak French, so the French called it gris, which translates to gray.
Oh, hey there, Keith. Hey, Kwesi.
We got something for you.
We come bearing gifts, baby.
How kind.
That's what's up. This feels like HGTV, like about to sell a home.
I'll let y'all hand this to y'all brothers.
Yeah, so Keith and Kwesi, we foraged from the garden, from the front and the backyard. These talismans, we've put positive intentions in them and given gratitude to the garden while creating them. So there's a lot of positivity into them. And it's something you can always have on you.
It's happiness. It's gratefulness. You can
Smell it. Go ahead.
Go for it.
Ryan,
Ooh, that's nice.
Jared, you guys are doing voodoo.
Oh,
This is voodoo, right?
This is voodoo.
This is straight up voodoo.
This is voodoo.
This smells like the nicest store you could ever shop in.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for these.
Thank you.
Our
And
pleasure.
Thank you.
I'm gonna show you where my family actually danced and show you a mural, a depiction of my ancestors when they were enslaved from an artist's point of view. In our traditions, women are dominant. And if you look on my family's statue, you will see a woman dead center dancing while the man is kind of stepped to the side looking at her. This dance that you see us doing in Haiti, in Africa, where the ladies take their chest and they're starting to do this towards the men. Every man was born from a woman. So women like to show their dominance by doing that dance right there. And that's what she's doing in the statue. Now, when you look down at the bottom of the statue, you will notice that the chains are not shackled to the slaves' feet. That's because they had Sunday off and they're dancing on top of those chains. You look in the background of that statue, you'll see a Native American woman looking to the left. Just that spicy Native American revenge. You gotta understand, this land belonged to the Houma Native Americans first. The French came over here, they threw chains around our ankles, and they say, hey, natives, you're now enslaved. Then the French took the chains off. And they said, now go to the woods and cut down trees to build the homes and the sheds. So the natives were like, so long, suckers! And they took off running. So then they went to go get the Africans. So when the Africans were out there dancing, here come a Native American person right beside that African slave. And you'll see them dancing together. Native American take off a headdress, throw it on that African slave, keep on dancing. Find another African slave, take off a shirt, throw it on that one, keep on dancing. Now you got all these Africans dressed as Native Americans. According to the law, the slaves got to be back at the slave cabins before the sunset. So as the sun was setting, the natives would be like, well, I see no Africans here. Come on, y'all, let's go. We're going home. We got to get out of here. And all these Africans dressed as natives, they walked away from slavery. I got to tell y'all, when I was reading that in the courthouse, I know the people was mad at me because I was in there going, ooh, wait, this tea is hot. They integrated and they had children, and now we got the Mardi Gras Indians. Half African, half Native American people that y'all know are famous with those huge feathered outfits on. But all those famous dances that y'all see during Mardi Gras, those are those people. They are also the gatekeepers, some of the chiefs of the sacred prayers that we actually have in Louisiana Voodoo.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm dead. And find out who poisoned me, you can watch the first 4 episodes of Killer Dinner right now only on Second Try. And stick around for the after show, Ghost Kitchen. You can also watch a pretty special exclusive episode of the Try Guys in New Orleans, where we try burlesque. We are very naked in that one. Enjoy.
So we're now here at the Tree of Life. Most importantly, this is the oldest tree we have on this side of the Mississippi River, I'm not mistaken. And when you get up under that tree, you'll see why we say that, because my goodness, she's a beaut. When I was a little kid, the family used to come out here, we used to picnic, and then we would do ritual out here in front of this tree. So this tree is part of our ancestry. This is the tree that saw this whole city get built. This tree is also the one that saw the Native Americans hunting on the river. The roots of this tree are a representation of all the natives, the Africans, the Irish, who keep getting left out of history, and also all the people who are enslaved. She saw every last bit of that. And here she is right now in our present, still looking at us do the same thing. My journey in voodoo was a little difficult, boys, because I didn't grow up in voodoo the way that most people think. I grew up Black Baptist first, and I was a hardcore Christian. Eventually puberty hit, and as y'all can see, fabulous, you know what I'm saying?
Talk that talk.
Here's the problem with that, being born and raised in the south of Louisiana in a Black Baptist church. So I tried to commit suicide twice. Now, after that second attempt, I was around 16 or 17 years old, and I said, okay, I have my whole life in front of me. I'm about to be out this house. I need to make a decision right now. I didn't run, I ran. I ran towards my freedom. And when I turned 18, I had my first initiation right in Louisiana plantation voodoo, and that day changed my entire life. That's when I knew this is it. Literally saved my life. Wow. Literally. And here I am in front of you boys right now, unapologetically happy, enlightened.
Talk that talk.
Yeah.
So that's my journey. So I brought y'all here to this tree to do a divination reading. I'm gonna be doing divination with one of you. Cousin, I think I'm gonna choose you.
Word.
We're gonna use you because you have an ancestral tie here. You also have lineage here. We are technically Northern Caribbean. And there's a lot there, I think, that needs to be settled. Maybe not, we'll see. Now, before we get started, we have to cleanse ourselves.
Okay.
This is a holy water that we make, and you need to know this is called Florida water. This ain't that weak stuff that you get out the doggone store. This is real. Rosemary, sage, bergamot, thyme. And all you do is just hit the back, rub, look, splash it. Get yourself, cool yourself off.
Damn, it smells good.
I have a representation of 2 things here. Of my dad's side of the family, this is the doll that my dad made. He hand carved this. He's one of the last West African carvers that we actually have in the city of New Orleans, one of the people that actually know how to do the carving.
Right.
That's here to represent my side of the family. Our connection would be the ocean,
Yeah.
which is where you and I both come from with the Caribbean side in West Africa.
Yes.
And thank you for sharing your West African lineage with me.
Yeah.
Because we're double kin now. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, now it's double. It's Caribbean and the same tribe over there in Dahomey. And then of course, the cards that I have are in a Native American pouch. These are just regular playing cards.
Interesting.
That's all they are. These are not the most important thing for the reading. You and I are the diviners. This is just a tool.
That's where we big time agree. I love that.
This ain't got no power.
Absolutely.
The reason why the religion was so important is because we all know that slavery was harsh. Only access they had to any information was the elder or the high priest. That's why they would come to people like me and say, hey, we need a reading, and we come up with solutions. Readings are not done to predict anybody's future. If that was the case, we wouldn't be filming right now. I'd be on an island by myself full of a whole bunch of naked men having the rest of my life full of Nintendo and them. That's it.
I wish that was it, though.
I'm just saying. Do you feel insecure in life in general when it comes to finances?
On the money side, it's definitely of the unknown, and I'm trying to trust more.
How many kids you have?
None that I know of.
You want kids?
Yeah.
Are you scared to have kids right now?
Yes. That's the biggest thing. If I have kids, it is the money.
What about your ancestors who didn't have the money but had kids anyway?
Yeah, I know.
Suppose you don't ever get the money to have kids and you just shit out of luck.
Yeah.
You've been waiting your entire life to have kids and the money never came.
Yeah.
That's a fear. That's a fear. You want kids, but you're so scared of bringing them into a world that could possibly kill them because you can't make enough money, or some racist fool might end up killing them. I have something to say on that. There's never been a point in this entire country's history where every black person has not felt that way.
Exactly, yeah.
So that's always gonna be a fear. But the love that you have for the future children that is now growing even more so as I'm talking to you in your heart, they deserve to be here whether you have the money or not.
Right.
And you deserve that joy and that happiness. Watch they behinds grow up. And waiting on that money to fall in your lap, you playing your behind for the fool.
Yeah.
You playing yourself for the fool, and that's not fair to the woman that you're with either. This is your life, baby. You're the king of this whole life. Not me, not the crew, not the friends who film with you. This is your perception in your life.
One specific thing about my life that's different, like my biological father was on drugs for like the majority of my life. He got caught up in crack cocaine throughout the 80s, and then 90s, 2000s, and right before I graduated college, he got hit by a motorcycle. But here's the interesting part. He didn't pay child support throughout my whole life, and they took that money from the accident from him, and it funded me to move to LA.
That's what we call karma.
Yeah, I didn't have any opportunities in Los Angeles, but I had a little bit of a nest egg to move my car from Florida to Los Angeles. I slept on someone's couch. I had enough money to pay 1 month of rent and to find a job. And with that small window started my whole career.
Ain't you proud of him for doing all that? You did that.
Yeah.
Ain't you not proud of him?
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah.
That brother was sleeping on somebody's couch. That brother just took what he had and moved and took a chance. If you ain't proud of that brother, I'm proud of that brother. That brother got out his comfort zone, went to a new place and started over. Where he at with these kids? Where he at with his relationships? That's who I need right there. Not the Jack, I need the king.
Yeah.
That's the king who did that, baby. The Jack was the one who left. He ended up being a king, honey. Put your crown back on, bruh.
The divination reading was very intimate. There's some things I never spoke about on camera before. I felt like I was in good hands. There was no like shame. It was all motivation.
We thank the ancestors for providing a space for me to bring my new cousin here and provide us with insight, with love, acceptance, and happiness, and to guide him into his new future. I pray you watch him. I pray you walk with him, not in front of him. Allow him to create his own path. As he stumbles, remind him of what you went through. And the reason why you went through what you had to go through was for him to be born in this moment so he can live his happiest life. Y'all sacrifices are not in vain. Ashe.
That's the truth. That is absolute truth.
So, you boys are now in my home, and this is now my altar room that we're in. This is where I come to pray. The bath that is made from frankincense and myrrh, an oil that my son actually made this. He handmade the oil that y'all smelling right now and put some other herbs in there. I am most fortunate to do a Louisiana plantation voodoo bath on y'all because that one is unique to me and where I grew up and also my specific lineage. The bath involves not a meditative state deep, but more of you looking inward and realizing who you are as I guide you through that process. This is gonna make some of y'all emotional if need be. Let the tears out, cry, breathe, get angry, turn red in the face, but whatever you do, let the guilt and let the shame out. Take a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out, relax, breathe in, breathe out. To find the meaning of life, to find who you are and why you exist on this planet, you must always start at the beginning. If you close your eyes and look deep within yourself, search for it, you'll find it. There's a piercing ball of white light in there. You acknowledge that light because that light that you see is your soul. And that light can be hurt through trauma from the time you were born all the way up till now. You didn't get to choose mom. No, you didn't. You didn't get to choose your father. You didn't get to choose their culture, their religion, or their political view. And you yourself may have hurt innocent people in the name of said culture, religion, or political view. And now you carry the one emotion no one taught you how to process: guilt. Open your eyes and look at me. I need you to feel this when I say it. You're not a terrible person. You're not a bad person. You're not a horrible person. And here's how I can prove it. It is impossible for terrible and horrible and bad people to carry guilt. You have to forgive yourself for being whatever unrealistic expectation mama, daddy, family, culture, religion, politics made you be. As of this moment, you are no longer that version of yourself that may have hurt those people. But here some of y'all are reliving that trauma every single night when you go to bed thinking about it over and over again. You're the only person at night thinking about it. There's your medicine for that one.
That was a difficult thing, and I'm not really sure why. I think I was having a hard time figuring out who am I trying to be, whoever I'm trying to be for. The only thing I can think of is that it's hard to try to do everything right. And it's just that kind of a very public life by choice. And I built this life for myself. I love it, but it's really hard. A lot of my trauma had to be very publicly available for people. I'm very proud of how he did it, but I didn't like doing that in front of the world. We tried our hardest to do the right thing, but at the same time, there was a betrayal that happened. You know, it's taken a toll on the business that we're running and the stuff we try to make for everybody, and it's really challenging to try to make good stuff and also have a strong business that can support my family and all the people who rely on this business as families. And it's a lot of pressure. And I want to say I'm very proud of everything that we've done. But it's just, it's a really traumatic thing to go through, and I feel like we're still, every day, still digging our way out of it. So it's hard. It's only made harder by the fact that there's lots of problems going on for a lot of people. So I don't feel like I should talk about mine. So yeah, I think I'll try to be able to not have my life, motivated by other people's opinions, but that's going to be pretty hard because my life sort of operates based off of giving other people joy. So I'm going to miss the mark sometimes, and that's going to be part of my life.
We ask Papa Obatala to enter this space, purify this water, give my new brothers their freedom, their happiness, and their joy. As I sprinkle your head with this bath, I want you to think about all the mistakes you've made. The version of yourself that no longer exists, I want you to think about him and how now you're gonna make a promise when you look in that mirror and you're gonna tell that person you see on the other side, I love you, and I'm gonna be 100% happy every single day, unapologetically.
I had a hardcore wave of resentment through my life. One, because of my dyslexia and being ashamed of that. Two, of immigrant parents, wanting me to be a lawyer or something and not someone who plays for a living. Whatever I become, I chose to become. I'm happier because of that. And I'm happy I made that choice. I gotta tell you, the life I live right now is some of the most happiest times I have throughout anything in the past because of letting go.
Open your eyes and hold your hands over the bath. With these hands, I bless everything that you touch. May they bring you prosperity. May they bring you love in all forms. May they bring you stability. May they bring you the most important thing to me, happiness. Take your hands and rub your face. Release. You get to a point in your life where you realize this is your one chance. This is your one life. You got less than 100 years. While you live in that little bit of time you got by other people's wants, the world's expectations, and unrealistic cultures and religions telling you who to be versus who you are. Once you realize all that don't matter because in the end, we all gonna die. That's the goal.
Yeah.
When you realize that's the goal,
Yeah.
that time you got left becomes so precious that you ain't got time for to be listening to nobody else telling you to be something that you ain't. Ashe.
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 Asheo.
Asheo.
It is done.
Are you glad you did it?
I'm glad to do everything that we do. I think it always gives me a lot of understanding. But I don't know if I'm able to move past something just because I know I should, yet. But I'll keep trying.
Now it's time to give thanks. So this is known as a spiritual service or a spiritual service. Our version of church. I get to bless the space and invite their ancestors into the space first. And as they walk into the room, their ancestors, whether they believe it or not, are with them, grinning like little catfish, grateful that they are also grateful as well. Ashe. Ayi bobo. All right. This is where you show your gratitude to your ancestors for being alive, being born, and then you leave the offering of whatever you choose as gratitude and thanks for everything we've been through together this whole day.
I wanted to offer music because for me, music is the thing that's always connected me the most with people I've never met before.
Turn around and look down. Below you is the spirit of music, the spirit of love, the spirit of acceptance. She will listen if you open your heart.
Going through that, it really brought up many of the memories and shame and guilt that I have. I think it was really powerful to be reminded that I'm here on this earth to connect with others and to love myself, and the more I can love myself, the more I can share with other people.
Voodoo is an incredible preservation of very important history and stories of people that could have been totally washed away. I connected so much all day. The idea of roots, knowing your roots, knowing where you come from, celebrating what's before you, where you're going. We landed right at the coolest roots of the day.
Wait, before I go up, this is really nice Tupperware. Can I keep it?
Wait.
I mean, I know my ancestors, but this is like, this is one of them nice ones.
Hold
you know
on.
what I mean?
I got your back. I got your back.
Nah, I'm saying though, you know, is it rude to not keep my Tupperware? You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm mad at him about taking my Tupperware the other day with the grapes in it and they bring it back.
Saying.
Yeah, girl.
Word. Hey.
No, I understand exactly where he's coming from.
Good.
For real. Cousin, like for real.
Thank you for the ancestors that I haven't met physically with my eyes, but I know I can feel you in my spirit. This offering of farine from Tobago is a cassava, because that's home for me.
Kneel down in front of me.
Yeah.
I present you the protection of Papa Ogun, the spirit of metal, the spirit of the forge, the spirit of strength, the spirit of truth, the spirit of protection, the spirit of all forms of barrier. I give him to you because we share DNA, but not just because we share DNA, but because this is your birthright. This is a gift for you to take with you always, so you never forget who you are and where you come from.
Your one time for this beautiful city.
One time for Normans?
No one time for New Orleans, y'all. You know, we did it, y'all. So is voodoo for everyone?
Yes and no. Voodoo is not for everyone, but it is for the chosen few. It is a black religion. Don't get that twisted. Every now and then you get that one passe blanc. That one pass for white that walk up to you and you're going, that's a black soul inside that white body. And I'm sitting here going, brother, come on in. So you have to be called, and the spirit doesn't care about what skin color you are.
A thank you, you know, obviously we're expressing gratitude to our ancestors and so many people who came before us, but additionally, a lot of gratitude to you for inviting us in, to inviting our viewers in, to helping us experience this and also find the best version of ourselves.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
I don't even know what to say. For me, this is just, if I can just change one person, if I can stop that one person from hurting their loved ones, life is too beautiful to be living in it in any form of misery, no matter the circumstance. And I just refuse to go back to that ever again. And I'm glad I was able to ground y'all and teach y'all some of that. That's oh my God! Thank y'all. Come on, man. Thank y'all so much.
Come on, Ryan. Come on, Kwesi James. Yeah, thanks, Keith. Thank you.
Attention shoppers, we have a saucy new t-shirt where I am a sexy little harlot. You can get my sexy body on your sexy body, but it's a limited supply because it is hot, hot, hot. So get yours at tryguys.com.